You guys ever wonder, how can I get involved in interesting or seemingly hot projects without having to invest a single dime or become an intricate part of a team? Well, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how you can do that, and it is possible. So let's dive right in here. And what I'm about to share with you guys here is actually from a mastermind presentation that I did just today. It's with the London Real Investment Club, and I get to share my experiences, things that I've learned across the way. And really, it's not teaching, I'm just sharing what I've learned. Okay? But today's topic was about becoming an advisor. And that is one way of actually being a part of the team without really being a part of the team. So I want to share 2 slides with you guys from the actual presentation itself. And we'll actually go ahead and see how exactly this is possible for almost anybody. All right. So first thing I want to go through is the purpose, right? And we kind of talked about, everyone always talks about the why. I've made videos in the past that I'm not a big proponent of always knowing your why, at least detailed. But in this particular case, it's very important to know why you want to be an advisor. Okay. Now, I'm going to get into some of the types of advisory positions that there are, but you need to know what is in it for you. Okay. Now, on a superficial level, you can even just go with that. Hey, it looks good, right? Whether it's your resume, your CV, however you want to phrase it, or just cachet when you talk to other people. I know most of us don't like doing that just for the sake of doing that, but it is a real thing. So I'm not going to ignore that is it, that actually exists. So just being an advisor actually just makes it look good when you say, I am an advisor. All right. So there's a 1. But 2, I would say, is even a bigger role than number 1, which is gaining experience. One of the ways to get, very involved in the space without having to be in it on a day-to-day, as I mentioned before, is being an advisor. You're on advisory calls. They do lean on you for certain things that you've decided to help them with without being involved in the day-to-day and being in the 9 to 5 or every day and 9 to 9, whatever the hours are for the team. That's not you. And so it's just good experience to fully engross ourselves in the crypto space, because we're not on the outside looking in. We're kind of in the middle ground. We're on the inside, but not heavily involved on the inside. We're not on the outside because we're part of the team. And so you kind of get to see some of the inner workings, and it just builds your experience in the space itself. Now, number 3 here, a great cause. I think the majority of us, if not all of us, feel really good supporting good causes or great causes. And so one way to do that without investing a single dime is to offer your expertise or your time, or I should say, or your time. And you can support that cause all the way through, be a part of it, and you still didn't invest a single dime, right? If money is an issue. The last one, I think, is the most interesting, because you can do an advisory position from a strictly strategic point of view. Maybe there are certain team members that you want in your network. Maybe there are other advisors that you want to speak to. Maybe there are some investors that they're connected with that you would love to make a connection with yourself. I'll also say that even being an advisor is a great icebreaker for you to reach out to almost anybody, especially within the space, right? Say, hey, so-and-so, hey, Jane, are you interested in this project? I am an advisor for this project. I think you would love to hear about it, whether it's from a fundraising perspective or otherwise. It's just a good icebreaker. And especially when it encompasses being a great cause and it looks good, it's a really good icebreaker. Okay, so outside of the why, I want everyone here to understand that everything is negotiable. Okay, everything. And that you must be willing to walk away if it doesn't suit you. Now, a lot of times what happens is when you're new in the space, you feel like whatever they offer you is good because, hey, I'm new. So, I'll take whatever. But that's not actually the case, because they want you for a reason. And it's on you to understand what that reason is. Now, there are certain questions that I do ask, which I can highlight in a separate video, kind of getting to what they want and to see if I fit into that. You're not trying to be a square peg in a round hole. You definitely want to be in alignment with what they want and what they need. So once you know your value it's easier to walk away if it doesn't fit, right? But by and large, I actually want to share the fact that reputation is a big, big thing. Now that goes across the board for anything, but especially here in the crypto space. I mean, there's never a guarantee if something's going to be a rug pull, or, you know, turns out to be, you know, maybe they're doing certain things you don't like, or, you know, outright scam. It is possible. It's always possible. But that's any industry. As an advisor for anything, you have no control. The thing here is that you got to be very picky. And there are many people who are serial advisors. They'll just jump on anything because they get compensated. And as long as they're compensated, they're okay with it. I would advise against that, because being new in the space, especially, you don't have the cachet to handle, you know, some kind of scandal, or your name being, you know, kind of ran through the mud just because a project did certain things that you had no control of. So I definitely want to start there, right? Is the why. Know that things are negotiable, and also guard your reputation at all costs. Okay. So that is that. And now here we get into types of advisors, because here's the thing. Many of you, like myself in the beginning, would probably wonder, look, I don't even know. One, I didn't think about advising. And two, I don't even know where I would fit as an advisor, right? That's, as someone who was brand new in the space, in terms of deal flow and trying to get a part of projects without investing. Those are some of the things that run through your mind. Like, why me? Why would you pick me? You know, it's that whole imposter syndrome. But there are a variety of buckets to be an advisor. Like, if you have technical expertise in that field, or with the actual technology of that project, like say it's a metaverse project and you have extensive experience as a metaverse participant, right? You've gone through different platforms, you've engaged heavily in NFTs and the metaverse itself. You have a lot to offer potentially that project. So from a technical aspect, you fit. Maybe you are a business strategist or marketing or an operations expert. A lot of times what happens is, because it's crypto, we think that the skills outside of crypto don't apply. I argue that they apply even more so. One of the things that are lacking the most is structure, and legals is a part of that as well. In these crypto projects, right? Some of these startup projects are run by very young individuals, or not much experience from a business perspective, but great on the technical aspect. So you can even be a non-crypto person and get involved heavily by being a business strategist, or, as I said, legal as well as another one. If you've got legal expertise, you have something to offer every single project. Okay, fundraising. This is my niche. Okay, and that is, a lot of these projects have difficulties with fundraising, but there are different levels to fundraising. You can do the friends and family type tier. You can go maybe a little bit higher than that. And then, can you get top tier VCs or venture capitalists? Can you get institutional money? And forget even getting it. Can you make those introductions for them to present themselves? Because at the end of the day, the founders, the team of the project, are going to have to sell the project, right? Really show why they should be invested in. And it's up to you, where you can help them, but majority of it is just facilitating that introduction. And believe it or not, that is a major part of being an advisor, is just opening your networks or creating networks for a project that has difficulty doing it on their own. Okay. Accounting is another one, just with numbers. And are you good with, you know, just balancing things? And I mean, if hopefully there is some profit or some revenue coming in, can you handle that? Or burn rate? I mean, there's a lot of things that accountants know in traditional or standard life that can be used in crypto as well. So there's a big need for that. And here I say, find your niche. Like, I mentioned these as buckets, but if you have a particular expertise or know-how and a project could use it, you could fit as an advisor. So I don't want any of you to limit just from what I wrote here, because the sky's the limit for what you can offer. Now, you may have to sell that to them, because they may not understand the need for it right off the bat if it doesn't fit into one of these buckets. But there's no cap. There's no a box that you have to be in order to be an advisor. If you have something to offer that you think can benefit the project, then they could very well have you as an advisor. Okay, so those were two slides I wanted to share, really, because and there's more to it than that, but we're not gonna go into the rest of it here. Okay, but here's the thing: is that you can get in as an advisor and they will compensate you. So you don't have to put in $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 to be a part of the team. If you have something to offer them and you don't want to be part of the core team where you have to be involved on the day-to-day, being an advisor is a great place to be. You will get compensated. You will state what services you can offer. They will put down what they will compensate you with, how they'll do it, when they'll do it, all those things. I mean, it's contractual, right? But it's such a great way to engross yourself, not only in crypto, but in these certain projects. So if you come across something that you love, but you are cash strapped, or maybe you don't want to, you're kind of, hey, look, this is a little risky, but I would love to be a part of this. Well, there is a way to do that. And that is you become an advisor to that project. You can always invest down the road if you have the money. You can even become an integral part of the team and actually become a core team member from starting off as an advisor. The sky is the limit, but advisor allows you to dip your toe in without jumping all into the water. So I think it's a valuable concept, at least to have in your mind. I know a lot of crypto space is about, well, what's the next meme coin? What coin? Bitcoin, ETH, the next one that's going to pop, the next one that's going to go to zero. There's a lot of that price action stuff, which is okay. Because remember this, when you become an advisor, you can either get equity shares or you can get tokens of that project. And those are free. I mean, you can get 6 figures, 7 figures of tokens that don't mean anything when you get them. But if that project goes on to do what you think it could do, now you've just made a boatload of money and you did not invest a single dime. So it's something to think about. I would encourage all of you to be in the space to that level. I would encourage everyone to at least think about what they could offer. And sometimes you don't know until you start speaking to the projects. So the best thing to do is to actually ask them, what are the holes? What are they in the project themselves, or weaknesses, or where could they get stronger? What do they need help in? And then as soon as they tell you those, if what you provide aligns with that, making you an advisor is a no-brainer. So look, I encourage all of you to think about it, have it in mind, and talk to projects. The best way, especially in this bear market, is to actually speak to projects that are building today, because they're going to be the winners in the next bull market. And if you can get tokens or be part of the team for these winners, you're going to win well beyond anybody else who's just doing straight what coin to invest in. All right. One such project that I have accepted being an advisor, I don't know what the details are as of yet, but it is a great cause. It's called UnitySwap, and check the video out here. I go over some of those details about UnitySwap. None of it is a paid advertisement, but check it out. It's pretty cool. And I'll see you guys in the next video.